Hello aspirants, welcome you all to Editorial Analysis of Shankar IAS Academy. Today's date is 12th of April 2025. Displayed here are the list of articles that we are going to discuss today. In this first article, we will be discussing about wildfire and Earth's carbon balance that is causing concern due to wildfire. And in the second article, we will be discussing about the judicial review for governor's response to state bills and the recent landmark judgment that is given by our Supreme Court, which sets time limit for governor to assent the state bills. So without any delay, let us get into the mains article discussion. Now before ending, I have an important announcement for you. It is regarding All India mock test for the upcoming prelims 2025. So the mock test series, it is completely free and it will be held on 3 different dates. I have mentioned the dates here. First test will be starting on 4th May 2025, second test on 11th May and third test on 18th May. And this particular test series, it will be having the same examination timing of UPSC, so it will help you to get trained yourself before entering into the actual examination center. So without delay, register for this particular test and take this test because it is open test and you can check your preparation level. Now look at this article. This article talks about wildfire. Now wildfire is in news because in 2024 to 25, US has witnessed a surge in wildfire and tornadoes as well as dust storms. Major wildfire were also reported in Japan, India as well as Arctic region. So that is why this particular article has made news, and this particular topic, it can be asked in both prelims as well as mains. In mains, it will be asked in GS paper 1, important geographical phenomena, change in critical geographical features, as well as in GS paper 3, conservation, environmental pollution and degradation. So we shall start with what is the global trend when it comes to wildfire. See, wildfire, it is nothing but burning of a particular thing, a very large area, and the name will be differing based on the character of the particular flame. So if it is happening in a forest, we will be calling it as forest fire. So there are different names, but all can be categorized as wildfire. So the wildfire area, the area has been increased from it has been increased by 5.4% annually since 2001, which is a very important thing that you have to note. It is a very concerning thing. This wildfire, we need it for our ecosystem to rejuvenate itself over time. But when the area is increasing, here comes the concern. And in 2023 alone, 12 million hectares of tree cover has been lost, which is a very big loss for the humankind as well as the forest ecosystem. And when we talk about India, Uttarakhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh are most affected region. And Uttarakhand record at least 5,315 incidents from 2020 to November to June 2023. See, these data are given just to understand the impact of the particular incident. So you can make note of these things and you can actually write it in your mains answer. Now moving on, we shall see about the causes of the wildfire. See, the first important thing is rising of land temperature. See, the land temperature, it is increasing day by day due to the global warming that is happening globally. So 0.1 to 0.4 degrees Celsius per decade is increasing every year. So when the land temperature is increasing, the air above the land temperature, the air parcel above the air above the land will also be warmer. So this will eventually create a positive trend or the positive condition for the wildfire to initiate. Then we have heat waves as well as dry spells. It is nowadays it is occurring earlier and it is lasting longer. So the intensity has increased, the frequency has increased, and it is long lasting. So since it is accompanied with the rising land temperature, this also creates a favorable condition for the wildfire to initiate. Then we have lightning striking in dry regions. So this will initiate wildfires. Then there are slash and burn agriculture. Slash and burn agriculture, we have different names across India as well as across the world. This slash and burn agriculture, it is practiced by the primitive people. So what they will do is they cultivate or they do agriculture for the subsistence. So only for their survival they will be cultivating. And how they will be cultivating is that they will choose a particular land patch in the forest. Most preferably the particular land parcel will be a plain. So the people, primitive people, they will be clearing the particular land area through fire. So this place is fired because the fire, after the firing, the remains will be releasing the essential nutrients that is required for the particular land to grow healthy plants. So what happens is, this fire is larger times it is creating wildfires when it is left unnoticed, and when it becomes wildfire we cannot control it very easily as well. So this is also a very big reason for wildfire. Then we have a spontaneous combination of organic matters. So this particular thing happens by nature. So this is also initiating wildfire. And finally we have climate change, which is intensifying the drought and heat. So this is actually creating a forward feedback loop, or the positive feedback loop. So you can use this in your mains answer writing. What is this positive feedback loop is? Firstly, the global warming is increasing. So since the global warming is increasing, the land temperature is increasing. Since the land temperature is increasing, wildfire is happening. So while wildfire is happening, a lot of things, especially the harmful greenhouse gases. So the greenhouse gases is get emitted into the atmosphere. So what happens? This is again creating lot of global warming, which is again creating increasing land temperature, which is again creating wildfire, which is again creating global warming. So this is what we call it as forward feedback loop. So how to break this particular loop is that we have to plant even more lot of trees, and we have to bring in a lot of restrictive things, especially we have to limit the causes of these wildfires. So through doing this we can break the chain. So if the chain has been broken, we can minimize the impacts of this wildfire. Now moving on, we shall quickly go through how it is impacting Earth's carbon balance. So when it comes to this carbon balance, you have to know about two important things: carbon source as well as carbon sink. So carbon source is nothing but the sources where carbon is getting emitted. So when the emission is greater than the reserve, then we call it as carbon source. Some of example of carbon sources: volcanic eruption, it is a very natural thing happening. Then we have vehicular emission, which is a man-made thing. So those kinds of things which is releasing lot of carbon inside the atmosphere is carbon source. Carbon sink includes forest, oceans, lakes. So they actually absorb, they actually give out, they bring a significant change in the atmosphere by taking in carbon dioxide than releasing it. So this is a very major difference between the carbon sink as well as carbon source. So currently the wildfire, it has 10x higher radioactive power than average from 2003 to 2024. This is a very concerning thing. Radiative power is nothing but the amount of energy released during the heat, amount of heat energy that is releasing. So it has increased 10x times. Secondly, for example, in January 2025, 8 lakh tons of carbon has been released globally. And when we come to India, wildfire emit 69 million tons of CO2 annually. And damaged forests will be equal to reduced carbon sink capacity, which is a very big concern for us. And when we talk about biggest carbon sink, it is Arctic Boreal Zone, in short called as ABZ. Now even this ABZ is actually emitting carbon. That is why the article itself is in news. So once the particular region is a carbon sink, but currently it is being a carbon source, and 44% from Alaska alone, it has been emitting carbon. So we shall quickly go through why. See, the first reason for that is permafrost thawing. So permafrost is nothing but permanently frozen area. So what these permafrost has is, they will be storing a lot of methane beneath them because they have live organic matter beneath the permafrost. So what happens is, since the topsoil is getting warmer, the organic decomposition it starts to happen due to the permafrost thawing. So the permafrost, it will be thawing, which means it will be melting, and it will expose the organic matter beneath the permafrost. And over time, when the topsoil is even more warmer, what happens is these organic matter, it starts to decompose. This is actually sealed by the permafrost, but currently the permafrost is not there. So what happens? The decomposition starts. So what happens during decomposition is carbon dioxide as well as methane emission will be happening. So the vegetation changes alter carbon storage dynamics. So this is also another reason why a very big carbon source, a very big carbon sink is currently a carbon source. So these are all important facts that you have to remember. Now here comes the question, what can be done? The way ahead. So we have to scientifically plan for heat wave as well as fire response. Secondly, we have to bring in global cooperation to fight transboundary wildfire impacts. Thirdly, we have to protect forest, wetlands as well as permafrost, which are natural carbon sinks. And finally, we have to tackle the root cause, which is deforestation, emission as well as climate inaction. So these are all very important facts that you have to remember from the article. Now, based on the things we have discussed, I have framed a prelims question for you. Discuss the rising incident of wildfires and the implications for global carbon cycle. What steps should be taken to mitigate their environmental and climate impact? So you have to write an answer for 150 words and a 10 marker, and you can post it in the comment section. Today we are going to discuss a very important landmark judgment given by our Supreme Court in the state of Tamil Nadu versus Governor case. So this case is regarding constitutional boundaries on governor's role in assenting to state bills. So this particular judgment, it is a very landmark judgment, and all the key changes that has been brought by this particular judgment is very important. It will be asked in both prelims as well as mains. In prelims, it will be asked in Indian polity. In mains, it will be asked in GS paper 2 under functions and responsibility of union and the state, parliament and state legislature structure and functioning. So let us quickly get into the article. First, we shall see about the background of this particular case. See, what happened was a lot of bills regarding the university functioning in Tamil Nadu. Literally 10 bills that has been passed from 2020 to 2023 has not been taken any action or not given assent by the governor of that particular state. So this delay or the inactivity or the inaction has triggered constitutional deadlock, and that is why Tamil Nadu government has seek help from Supreme Court, and they filed a writ petition in 2023. So the Supreme Court currently they have upheld the legislative supremacy, meaning legislative should be the supreme when it comes to functioning of the state, and it has ruled in favor of the state. So to understand what is the exact verdict of the particular case, we have to know about what is the veto power of our So in order to understand what the judgment has actually changed, we have to know about the veto power of governor. So we shall quickly go through about this power that has been offered by constitution to governor under article 200 and 201. See, we people, we vote our representatives who is in the state legislature. They make laws, and these laws will be passed by both if the state has legislative council, then the council will also pass the particular bill. But this passing of the bill itself take a lot of scrutiny. So people so there will be a lot of ad hoc as well as standing committee who will be reviewing, who will be scrutinizing all the bills, and they will be giving the final bill which will be passed. And if it is placed in front of the governor has three different options. So governor, he can either give the assent. When the governor gives the assent, it becomes an act. So only after the assent of the governor, the particular bill will be becoming act, and it will be implemented in the real time. So this is the first option. There is second option in which governor can withhold the bill, withhold the assent to the bill. So in this case, governor can be withholding the assent for the bill for a longer period of time, which is nothing but the pocket veto. He can exercise pocket veto, which is not giving assent to the bill for a longer period of time. So there is no time frame for this particular thing. And in the third option, he can reserve the particular bill to the president. So this type of reserving the bill, it happens when a very big constitutional change is actually happening in that particular bill, or a federal kind of thing, a particular change that affects the federalism. So those kinds of changes that is happening, then governor will be reserving the bill to the president. So these are all three important options that are available to the governor. Apart from this, he can also send this particular bill to the legislature to quickly revisit the bill. So this also will happen. But when it comes to money bill, most of the time governor, he will be giving his assent. This rescinding or any kind of veto, it will not be exercised in money bill, because it is already introduced with the prior permission of the governor itself. So this is what it happens. These are all certain powers under Article 200 and 201 that has been given by our constitution to governor. So in this particular case, the very important challenge is when governor withhold the assent to the bill for a longer period of time or an unlimited period of time. So this will lead to deadlocks, right? So this is when the government has approached the Supreme Court to give a solution to it. So the Supreme Court has made a lot of different changes. We shall see them one by one. Each change is very, very important. It will be asked in prelims as well as mains this year. So the first important thing is, it said no absolute or pocket veto. Absolute veto is just withdrawing the assent to the bill. So this will not be allowed, as well as the pocket veto, that is withholding the assent for a longer period of time. This will also be not allowed. And there is three options only available as per the constitution. So interpretation itself has changed. So the Supreme Court said that he can give assent, or he can withhold the assent, or he can reserve the particular bill to the president. So he can do only these three options is available right now. So thirdly, this written option, if governor is using the written option, it will be equal to withholding the assent. And the important thing is, even if the returned bill is reenacted and placed in front of the governor, then the governor, he cannot reserve the bill, or he cannot withhold his bill, withhold the assent to the bill. Instead, he has to assent the particular bill. So this is the very major change that has been brought in this Supreme Court judgment. And governor, he must act on cabinet's advice under Article 200, and the time bound actions is very, very mandated. Now moving on, we shall quickly go through the time limit that has been provided to the governor's action. So if governor is withholding assent with cabinet's advice, then he must give assent to the bill within 1 month. And with withholding the assent against the cabinet's will advice, he must return, and this must be assented within 3 months. And on repassage of bill by legislature, must assent within 1 month. And reservation for president against advice, then maximum 3 months. So this is the time frame that has been mandated by the Supreme Court for governor's action. So here you can clearly see that there is only 3 months maximum time for the governor to assent a particular bill. Beyond 3 months, he cannot withhold the particular bill. So this is what the major change that has been brought in. What if governor is withholding the particular bill beyond 3 months? Then it will be subjected under judicial review, and Supreme Court will be entering into the scene. And this particular decision, it has been made under Article 142. Article 142 is another very, very important article, which is invoked by Supreme Court whenever is necessary to provide the complete justice. So in certain cases, legislation, it is like judicial activism. Legislation could not provide the complete justice. So in those kinds of cases, Supreme Court will be entering and it will be looking into the cases and it will be giving directions to the government to act on that particular case. So this will bring in complete justice. So under Article 142 only, Supreme Court has taken this major decision, and this 10 TN bills deemed is deemed to be assent in this particular bill. And the governor, he is just the constitutional head and not the political actor, and he must uphold parliamentary democracy and constitutional conventions. So this will not only smoothen the administration but also reduce the tussle between the administrative heads. Now moving on, there are certain previous judicial interpretations that you have to remember. In this Nabam Rabai 2016 case, governor must return bill and he cannot delay it indefinitely. So this is a very important case. Then we have Punjab case of 2023. Governor cannot obstruct lawmaking by inaction, and the Supreme Court has emphasized democratic accountability and constitutional limits. Now these are all very important facts that you have to remember. So here based on the things we have discussed, I have framed a mains question for you. Discuss the constitutional position of the governor in relation to state legislation. Analyze the recent Supreme Court judgment in the Tamil Nadu case and its implications on center-state relations. So it is actually a 150 word and 10 marker. So write an answer and post it in the comment section so that we can review your answer as well as your peers can review it. So with this, we came to the end of the news article discussion. If you like the video, hit like, do comment, and don't forget to subscribe to Shankar IAS Academy YouTube channel. Now thank you so much for listening.